Go Math, lesson 3.5. Today we're talking about absolute value. So absolute value. And we show absolute value by putting a number in between two lines. Now here's the thing about absolute value. Absolute value is the distance to zero. So absolute value will always be positive. So let's wrap our heads around that. If I'm looking at the absolute value of 3, and I'm going to make a number line here. Let's make this 0, 1, 2, and 3. And this would be -1, -2, -3. All right, so I'm looking at the absolute value of 3. I want to know how far away from 0 is 3. +3, absolute value, 1, 2, 3. So the absolute value of +3 is 3. But if I change this and I would make it -3, I might ask myself, okay, so I have -3. How far away from 0 is -3? Ready? 1, 2, 3 whole numbers. So the absolute value of -3 is also 3. This changes things a little bit. So those two lines that I put on either side of a number always make that number positive. So I always see whatever is inside here as positive. So if I wanted to look at that in one of our, there we go. I want to look at that in one of our workbook pages. I would see that we're going to graph -32 and then find its absolute value. Okay, -32 is between what two numbers? Well, -31 and -33. So down here, -32 is between -30 and 40. So this would be right around here. There's my -32. Again, I'm ballparking it. I only have to the closest 5 here. So -32. Looking at -32, and I would say the absolute value of -32. Well, -32 by itself is a very negative number, but I want to know what its distance to 0 is. So the absolute value of the distance to 0 is 10, 20, 32. So the absolute value of -32 is 32. Again, absolute value, doesn't matter if the number inside there is negative or positive, I'm always going to express it as a positive because I'm not asking, is this a -32? I'm asking how far away from 0 is -32. So it doesn't matter if it's the absolute value of -32 or the absolute value of +32, the answer is still going to be 32 because it's 32 units away from 0.